Hello, this is Mike here from Humble Running. I just got back from TrailCon at Palisades, Tahoe in California. Back in Boise now. Got a bunch of cool t-shirts that I want to check out today. I thought it'd be fun and interesting to talk through the event and take a look at some of the stuff I picked up while I was there. Just generally speaking, I want to say thank you to all of you who supported me going out there. I put out a little note in my newsletter right as I was driving out to Tahoe that I have set up a Ko-Fi page. It's just another kind of avenue for you to support my channel, support my content, reviews, all that kind of stuff. If you send me questions, anything like that, and you appreciate my responses, you think I'm kind of helping you out in any little way, be that the videos or answering your very specific and sometimes detailed questions, I must say, that's okay. Ko-Fi is just another way for you to kind of support the channel. I haven't really thought through, there's different kind of membership options on YouTube or Substack. I'm kind of thinking about ways, not necessarily to just try to make money out of this operation, but really to just make sure that I'm able to answer everyone's questions and help everyone out when they do want to ask me some stuff and reach out to me directly. This kind of whole thing has kind of really exploded over the past, I would say, I started this thing in December. I didn't think it would grow so fast. It's, 7 months now, and I'm getting kind of close to 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of comments that come through YouTube. I get a lot of direct emails, Instagram comments, direct messages on Instagram. Like, questions come in fast and furious, and sometimes I, for one thing, just lose track of them, and then I kind of find them, especially if they get buried in the comments, I find them later on, and I kind of feel bad that I didn't get back to someone. So if that's the case, if you left me a comment somewhere and I didn't get to it, it's 100% the case that I probably just overlooked it or it got lost somewhere along the way. So I'm kind of exploring or thinking about different avenues where I would have kind of one spot where the most direct questions could come in, and that would be, say, the place that I would look first to make sure that those questions get answered. I'm not trying to not respond to comments or anything like that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to paywall anything, any of that kind of stuff. So anyway, as of now, if you appreciate the channel, you could support me through Ko-Fi, or as usual, if there's a particular product or review that you enjoy and helps you make a decision in choosing to purchase a product, if I have an affiliate link, you just click through that affiliate link. It kicks me a little bit back and doesn't cost you anything. So that's just another easy way to do it. So let me just get into it. TrailCon was amazing. 2 jam-packed days, group runs, amazing panels. As a fan of the sport, I guess you could say I'm in media now, but I do consider myself more a fan of the sport. Professional athletes, Western States is just in a couple days now. Actually, it's tomorrow. Broken Arrow was the week before, so you had a mix of Golden Trail athletes, professional athletes, and just like luminaries of the sport, like in and out of the village throughout this event. And it was just like, I was geeking out. I fist bumped Jim Walmsley. I was this close to Killian, like that kind of thing. If you're a fan of the sport, it's just awesome. So I highly recommend TrailCon. It was a huge event, but not necessarily huge in scale as you would expect, maybe like compared to other sports or anything. Like trail running is kind of a small sport. So I went to the athlete panel on the first day, and I just sat in the front row, and then Jim Walmsley, one of the greatest ultra runners of all time, was sitting right in front of me. So that's just amazing. What else can I say? So TrailCon 2026, it's only going to grow. I could see this event getting massive. So if that's something that you're interested as a fan of the sport or in any other capacity, I would urge you to check it out. So I've got a bunch of t-shirts that I picked up at the event. I thought it'd be a fun way to kind of discuss the event as a whole through the t-shirts that I reviewed. Some are promotional. There's a couple of technical ones that I will be running and testing in, but there's a little bit of variety here. You'll see what I'm talking about. First one up is Keen here. This is quite a heavyweight shirt. This is a promotional t-shirt. I saw during my first group run of the On Cloud Ultra Pro, somebody was running up with these blue and red shoes next to me, and it just struck me like, what is that shoe? So it was a rep from Keen. He was out on the group run himself, and I asked him, and it was Keen's new trail shoe called the Keen Seek. To interrupt, this is a heavyweight t-shirt here. If you start, I'm going to try to change t-shirts quickly as I go here, so but if you see sweat stains developing along through this video, just know, you already know, if you're in the United States, it's pretty hot around here these days. So it is hot, and it is not saying anything about the performance of any of the apparel, especially when I get to some of the technical shirts later on. But anyway, Keen Seek looked great. It kind of struck me as, it looked like a cruisery shoe. The foam looked super nice. It looked like, it struck me as a kind of a gravel shoe, like it could compete in that market. When I went to check it out at their booth, it did seem, but like based on the outsole, it seemed like it probably had a little bit more trail capability than I had initially thought. It's hard to say. I had them on foot. It's hard to say without testing, of course. Hopefully I'll be getting a sample pair before they come out. One thing I will note is that they're definitely true to size. I tried on a 9.5 and it was plenty spacious. They have a roomy foot shape style toe box, so not exactly Topo-esque, but I think it's kind of along those lines. I'm not sure if, like, I don't have too many Keen sandals, or I haven't worn too much Keen sandals and shoes and things like that in the past, so I don't know if that's a thing to be foot shaped for them as a brand. But this shoe definitely was, and if that comes out like all of a sudden, go true to size on that one. I had plenty of space in my 9.5, which is the lower of my 9.5, 10 range. So there you go, Keen. Next brand we have here is Lowa. This is, again, not a technical shirt. This is a promotional shirt. They have a new model coming out in spring 2026. It's the Skyterra. I was told by Samuel. By the way, Samuel grew up in the next town over from the very small town that my wife grew up in Bavaria in Germany. So very small world there. We were like, I've been to Germany quite a bit since I've been married, of course, and I know some of those trails pretty well. Very technical alpine terrain. I actually ran my first 100 miler in Germany, Chiemgauer 100 miler, my first 100-mile race. I'm not sure if they do that race anymore, but it was pretty wild. You know, the aid stations are different over there. Terrain is totally different over there, but it is the German Alps in that area on the edge next to Austria. Those are spectacular running terrain. It's just amazing. So anyway, I think he said that he trains with Hannes Namberger, and he said, hey, why don't we all go for a run? I'm going to Germany for a couple weeks in October, so maybe I will go for a run with Samuel and Hannes. He's running Western States, I believe. That would be super cool. Anyway, so they have the Madrix model, Madrix, Amplux models. They're working on a new Madrix models. Those two models I think are more geared towards technical alpine European style terrain. The Skyterra he mentioned was going to be geared towards the US market, a little bit more cushion, kind of a more runnable type of feel, at least a little bit. If you look at the outsole there, it has one of the most, somebody commented on one of my posts on Instagram that it's probably the most lugs he's ever seen on the bottom of a shoe, which I tend to agree. So it's probably going to be no slouch in technical terrain either. Now, that's Lowa, so look out on Humble Running for reviews of those shoes in the future. So as you can see, this is the first technical tee of this rundown. I have not run in this shirt. Actually, I'm going to run after this, so I may run in this shirt today. This is from Fractel. It is called their Velocity Men's Tee. Fractel, as you know, my favorite bucket hat. This is a one-off, by the way, maybe one day. This is also a Fractel cap. This is one of their trucker hats. I've had some of their kind of runner caps in the past, and they were a little small on me. I got a lot of hair going on here. That's one of the reasons I particularly enjoy a bucket hat, especially white color in the summer, hot and sunny where I am most of the time. But this trucker hat really fits me well. I have a hard time getting a good fit on a cap due to the size of my head and the volume of my hair, but this one fits pretty perfectly. I like this hat here. Anyway, this is Fractel's new technical tee. They have a whole line of singlets and Not sure if they did shorts. I think they have shorts too, but they're moving into apparel beyond caps and bucket caps. So bucket hats, I should say. Reflective elements here, welded seams. You can see on the bottom, no stitching here. It's a very comfortable and airy shirt. Kind of sweating right now, as you can see, but that's okay. You're gonna sweat through. We'll see. So I'll be testing this shirt over the next couple weeks. I'm going on a kind of a road trip. I'm heading up through Northern Idaho, through Missoula, through Montana, over to Salmon, Idaho over the course of 2 weeks, where I'll end up running Beaverhead 100K. So this will be in the bag for sure, so I'll be testing that over that time. Speaking of which, I travel with shoes, typically, and this trip is no exception. Here's a bag of shoes. Let's take an interlude from the t-shirts here and see what I'll be bringing with me and running in over the next couple weeks, in no particular order. La Sportiva Prodigio Pro, of course, just for pure versatility, and I may end up doing some comp videos, so gotta have these. Nike Wild Horse 10. I'm working through my review of these. I've just been swamped recently. I haven't put many miles in them. I think I have probably two runs in these right now, so definitely gonna bring these on, get some miles in them on this trip. Got my Hoka Mach X2s, as you can see, nearly 600 miles in these. Fix the heel, I talked about that before. This is a just in case shoe, in case I'm stuck on a road somewhere. On Cloud Ultra Pro, check out my full review. This was everywhere at TrailCon. Of course, On was the presenting sponsor. Check out my 2 group run videos from TrailCon. I got some on the run impressions from real runners, humble running community, subscribers, followers. I kind of just wanted to get some thoughts of, you know, runners as they were testing them for the very first time, both this shoe and the Cloud Ultra 3, which is the regular version. This is the Pro Super Shoe version. I'll be bringing this with me on the trip because it's a great shoe, and maybe I want to compare it to some of the other ones. By the way, I will be getting and testing the regular Cloud Ultra 3, so stay tuned for a review on that one. I don't have it just yet, but I'll also be doing a comparison, of course. Scarpa Spin Ultra 2. You can see I got these dirty on my last camping trip just before the trip out to Tahoe. Had some cold weather and rain roll through. Luckily for my testing of these, very cool alpine shoe. I think this is gonna probably compete in the space that the new Lowa shoes, or the new Lowa shoes and the upcoming Skyterra is gonna compete. So hopefully once I get those Lowa shoes, this will be probably a good comparison against those. There's more. Tecton X3. See, now we're getting into my race options. Love the X3. I have never raced in this shoe just due to timing. I got this at the end of last year's racing season when I had completed all of my long distance ultras, so just by happenstance I just have not had the chance to run in it, even though I really like it. So Beaverhead 100K is a very technical race. There's I think about a 2-mile boulder field, straight rocks. Yes, I said 2 miles, something like that. Boulder field, crazy. So you need stability, you need protection. The entire race is above 9,000 feet on the Continental Divide. Rocks throughout, a hellacious descent down to the finish. So stability is something, and that's maybe something I'm thinking about with this shoe. I don't know if it's quite as stable as I would like with this booty type of upper. Gonna test it on this trip and we'll see. Another option in terms of that race, so that's a race option for the end of the trip. I just ran these for the first time out at TrailCon. Check out my second group run video, which I just posted maybe yesterday or the day before. They ran out of On sample sizes because I got there a little bit late, so I had these in the truck and this is what I ran in. I was surprised at how bouncy this shoe was. It's super high stacked. There's a couple of plate options going on in here, 2 separate plates. There's a Dream Foam insert plus this Dream Foam. I'm gonna dig into more details once I do a full review. I don't think I'll be able to get to the full review before the race. I might do the race in this shoe, so maybe that will be part of the review. We will see. So again, another race option here. And again, Mount to Coast T1 here. I was just sent these cool gaiters, custom gaiters. These are not out yet, so this may not be a full production pair. I think they're still maybe working on it, but I tried it on and it seems perfectly fine to me. There's this little loop in the T1s, and you've got a hook in here just to hook them on easily right in the back. There's a little hook in the front, hook on one of the lace rows, boom, you're all set. So I'm just bringing these along to try. Check out my video on the Mount to Coast H1. That was at TrailCon. That shoe looks spectacular. It's a hybrid door to trail, road to trail shoe, whatever you want to call it. That Joshua tree color looks absolutely fantastic. 2 mil lugs though. There's a lot of lugs on there. I think it's going to be super durable. The midsole foam just felt great, and the upper felt great too. Similar Kevlar type of, I think this is a Kevlar style fibers in here. That one does have Kevlar fiber, and I think the toe box on that one looked a little bit more rounded on that one. I wouldn't be surprised if it fell somewhere in between like the R1 and this being a little bit narrower toe box for technical terrain, just to keep your foot kind of a little, you know, closer in, a little bit more agile with your foot placements in the T1. H1 of course being door to trail. I think it seemed to be a little bit more rounded out, but maybe not as kind of flexible and open as the R1, but we'll see. I will be getting a test pair before release. I think September 26th is the date for pre-order. All right, let's go on with the t-shirts. Precision fueling and hydration here. There was a 100-meter race during TrailCon. This might have been the highlight of the whole event. You kind of had to like talk to one of the reps at one of the previous events, and they gave you a little token to get into the race. It was semi-secretive, but if you just found the right person, you could get in. So I talked to Josh on the first day of the On Cloud demo, and I secured my number 18 little token there, and I got into the race. The race was a mix of regular people just like me and some professional runners. Andy Wacker, trying to think, Tabor Hemming. It's escaping me right now, but there was a whole pile of professional and very serious runners there. It was a crazy event. They had a starting line. Hayden Hawks was on the commentary. You had to run 50 meters out to this inflatable water bottle and just make a U-turn around this bottle. So it was essentially a race it was a 50-meter race. Don't destroy yourself going around that inflatable bottle, and then, you know, if you were able to get in a good position there, you could kind of hug the inflatable bottle and make it to the finish line. So there were 6 heats, then 4 semis, and then final for men and women. I actually made it out of my first heat. You can watch this video here. I got off the line super fast. I don't know. I have no explanation of strategy or anything like that. I just happened to get a couple steps in front of most of the field there. I got to the bottle second and held on to second, jumped up, made a very spectacular leap grab. You had to grab the hanging tag to make it to the next round, which I did. So I was second in my heat and made the semifinals. Not sure who exactly was in my heat, but there were several professional runners that I ended up ahead of. So I'm gonna put that on my resume one day. Once I got to the semifinals, a different story. The guy next to me was he had his foot ahead. You know, this was not, you know, a world championship race by any means, but he kind of edged ahead of me right before the horn even went off. And then once we kind of got going, I got kind of elbowed out from the left and the right within 2 or 3 steps, and then that was it. I ended up last place in the semifinal, but it was a fantastic event. The guy that won, I know, Liam, I think he's a Nike runner. He did an incredible, he said it was a non-rehearsed dance. After he won the final, you got to find the video somewhere, Precision Fuel and Hydration, or maybe on Free Trail. It was incredible. So that guy's got speed and dance moves for sure. Anyway, so that was the TrailCon 100 meters. I am sure that is going to be an annual event, because it was crazy. Like the drama, they had the music going, like they had the heartbeat like pounding through the speakers, like boom 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 before each of the finals. It was so much fun. This is my second technical t-shirt. The rest have been promotional t-shirts. Fractel, and this one here from Artilect Systems. I had not heard of them before. I just went to their vendor booth, checked them out. They gave me this t-shirt to test out. They do merino wool blend technical apparel. This one is a merino nylon blend. They also had merino tencel blends. This one is called their Sprint Tee, New Yarn Merino Speedlight. I got a little demo of kind of the construction of their materials. They kind of showed the durability of the different types of yarns that they were using. Very impressive. As I test this one, of course, I will dig into those details a little bit more. I've been having some icebreaker tees and they have lasted me forever. I like merino wool tees for travel, and if it's going to be wet or sometimes it's going to be on the edge of being cold, I like to wear a merino shirt actually for running because it regulates temperature very well. This one doesn't have any kind of welded seams. I have a black icebreaker shirt and the seams are kind of starting to fall apart on me, although I like it and it's been highly durable. I've had that for many years. This one has, these are actually reflective kind of material here along these seams, and this is just very comfortable. This is a size medium here. Fits me good. I generally wear a medium t-shirt, by the way. Smalls can be a little bit Euro style for me. I like to have a generally looser fit when I'm running in my t-shirt. So Artilect, they have sun hoodies, long sleeve shirts. They have, like I mentioned, different blends. So I'll be testing this one out, maybe grab a couple of other items from them to try out, and keep an eye out for a future review there on this one. Yep, Western States is this weekend, or actually by the time you're watching this video, Western States is over. Nike made this t-shirt up. They were the sponsors of the TrailCon inaugural Trail Running Hall of Fame ceremony. That was the last event of TrailCon on Wednesday evening. That was incredible. Take a look at my Humble Running website, www.humblerunning.com. Couple clips there. Check out Fractel. Check out, obviously, the TrailCon website if you want to see content. I took little pictures of kind of everybody that was up there, but it was just incredible. An incredible event. Amazing to see kind of these luminaries and people that made history. Obviously, this is the inaugural class, so they went back to the very beginning with this class. Aside from also doing the kind of TrailCon Trail Runner Performance of the Years from 2024, they did the Hall of Fame inaugural class, Icon Awards, which of course Killian won that one. He was kind of the final guy. They did kind of the founders of Western States there. It was just a great event all around and a great way to cap off TrailCon 2025. So I assume they'll be doing a similar Hall of Fame induction ceremony next year in 2026. Again, incredible. Like, as a fan of the sport, where we are right now, like, I was in the third or fourth row just with these just giants of the sport, giants of Western States history right in front of me. So if that sounds like something fun for you as a fan of the sport, definitely take a look at and think about heading over to TrailCon 2026. I have no skin in the game. I'm not affiliated with Fractel or TrailCon. I just had a great time over there, so I want you to have a great time too. Thank you for watching this kind of t-shirt review and following along with my TrailCon content. I have a bunch of cool stuff on the way. I talked to a lot of people, met a lot of interesting brands and stuff out there at TrailCon, so I will have some cool stuff to test on the way. You'll see that. Stay tuned into the channel. I also met lots of runners out there that follow the channel. It was kind of just mind-blowing to me to meet people in real life that just recognized me from the channel, appreciated the stuff that I do. So thank you for following along. Thank you for subscribing. And you know, if you see me wherever I happen to be, if it's out here on the trails in Boise or at another race somewhere, I'm heading over to Beaverhead in a couple weeks, TrailCon next year, or any other type of event, it's just great. Like, I met all kinds of runners out there. that appreciated the stuff that I do, and I appreciate just talking to everyone. Who knows, I may ask you to do a little mini review of my video, so check out those 2 videos from the group run. That was kind of fun to do. So again, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for lots of cool running content, shoe and gear reviews. I have a lot of cool stuff coming up, so stay tuned.